So, at Google's big Cloud Next conference recently, they didn't just roll out some new gadgets or software updates. Nope, they basically declared the start of a whole new chapter for AI. They're calling it the agentic era. And to kick things off, the CEO of Google Cloud, Thomas Kurian, dropped this pretty powerful statement. I mean, the message here is crystal clear, right? The days of just tinkering with AI in little one-off projects, over. The real work, the heavy lifting of weaving this into the very fabric of entire companies, well, that's starting right now. And this real challenge he's talking about, it has a name. According to Google, their whole big idea for the future is that we are officially stepping into what they've dubbed the agentic era. And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi theory. This number right here, 75%. That's the percentage of Google Cloud customers who are already using their AI products. So this isn't coming, it's already here. The transition is happening as we speak. Okay, so what does this agentic era actually mean in the real world? This little comparison here really breaks it down nicely. We're talking about a leap from just running small standalone pilots to putting AI into full production. But you know what the real game changer is? It's that last line. AI is evolving from a tool that just answers your questions to a system that goes out and takes action on its own. So yeah, that word agent, it's the absolute key to this whole thing. But what exactly is an AI agent, according to Google? Because I'll tell you right now, it's way, way more than just the chatbot you might be thinking of. So here's the official definition from Google. Think of an AI agent less like a chatbot and more like an autonomous worker. It can reason, it can plan, and it can orchestrate a bunch of different tasks across all your systems. We're talking sales data, marketing tools, the whole shebang, all to get a specific job done. Bottom line, it's not a talker, it's a doer. All right, I know that sounds a little abstract, so to make it super concrete, Google walked everyone through this really cool demo. It was for a fictional furniture company that wanted to relaunch an entire product line. And this example just perfectly shows you the power we're talking about. With just one prompt, the agent gets to work. First, it dives in, analyzing market trends and all the company's internal sales data. Then, and this is clever, it finds a bunch of unsold dead stock that happens to fit a hot new trend. From there, it orchestrates a complete relaunch plan, figures out new pricing, and it's not done yet. It then generates new marketing videos and an update for the website. And then, to finish it off, it creates a task for a human developer to give the final sign-off. I mean, think about that. A process that would normally take a team weeks, done in minutes. Okay, that all sounds incredible, right? But the big question is, how do you actually build and manage these things at the scale of a huge company? Well, Google laid out their technical blueprint for exactly how they plan to make this a reality. So their blueprint is basically this 5-layer stack. At the very bottom, you've got the AI hypercomputer. That's the raw muscle, the processing power. Then you've got the agentic data cloud, which is what feeds the agents all the context they need from your company's data. Of course, you need security, so that's handled by agentic defense. The agentic platform gives you the tools to actually build the agents. And finally, there's even a specialized agentic task force to help companies get all of this up and running. But let's start at the bottom of that stack, because it's the foundation that makes everything else possible. And that is just a truly, truly immense amount of computing power, all custom built for this new agentic world. And when I say immense, I mean, the numbers are just staggering. Their brand new Virgo network, which is what connects all their hardware, can deliver 1.7 million exaflops of performance. To put that in perspective for you, that's over a quintillion calculations every single second. It's almost impossible to wrap your head around. And what does that power let them do? Well, it lets them link over 1 million of their custom AI chips, their TPUs, into one single massive supercomputer just for training models. The scale here is just off the charts. Okay, so the technology is obviously incredibly powerful. But the real question is anyone actually using this stuff to get real work done? Let's take a look at a few examples of these agents out in the wild. First up, a little company you might have heard of, Walmart. Here's what they had to say. They're using these new systems to give their store and supply chain leaders the answers they need in seconds, not hours. Think about what that means. Less time stuck in a back office and more time out on the floor with customers. And then check out these results from a big German insurer, Signal Iduna. They rolled this out and hit 80% employee adoption in just 4 weeks. That led to a 400% jump in weekly users. And here's the kicker. Their employees were getting answers to really complex policy questions 37% faster. That's a huge boost. And hey, it's not just about making things more efficient inside a company. Virgin Voyages directly tied their new AI system to actual business growth. They said it helped contribute to a 28% month-over-month sales increase during a record-breaking quarter. That's money in the bank. So, what's the big takeaway here? When you step back and look at the whole picture, the big idea, the powerful tech, and these real-world results, it really points to a massive, fundamental shift in how we think about work. And this, right here, is the core of it all. The paradigm is shifting. We are moving away from a world where employees just use AI tools to a world where every single employee can become an AI builder. Imagine that, everyone creating their own custom agents to solve their own specific problems. And that really brings us to the final, pretty mind-bending question that Google CEO Sundar Pichai left everyone with. The conversation is totally changed. It's not about can we build a useful agent anymore. The new challenge, the next frontier, is how do we manage thousands of them? How do you govern and orchestrate an entire army of autonomous agents all working at once across your organization? And when you start thinking about that, well, that changes everything.